Alright, I've built a lot of ramming ships recently, but I have one last one that I need to get out of my system because someone commented like a biblically accurate angel with rotating like wheels of rams, and I just can't stop thinking about it. So I'm going to, at the very least, try it. Recently, a lot of like hype. I say recently, it's been quite a while. Recently, there's been a lot of hype about biblically accurate angels, and it's sort of become a meme. But here's the issue. A lot of them actually just combine multiple angels. Like, a lot of them are like a seraphim and a throne put together. This is going to be a throne, which is a bunch of rings of eyes on fire. That's it. Like, you see a lot of them where it's like a bunch of rings of eyes around a big eye in the center. That's not accurate to how the thrones are described. So the thrones are basically just nothing else but 4 rings covered in eyes around themselves. So starting out, we're going to have just invisible heavy armor sticking out, holding up all of the rings. I can't use tractor beams, unfortunately, because this is going to be a ramming ship. And things held by tractor beams don't do contact damage. Alright, so this is pretty simple. It sets all the ones I called 1-2 to one angle, and then all the ones that I called 1-1 into another. Now we simply gotta set it. Oh god, I always forget how big this is, that you cannot control it with the slider. And now let's see how well this looks. This looks bad. The only other option, I'll whip up a Python program that will just iterate through a shitload of numbers and find one that connects wholly, if there is any. Or finds the one that's the closest to connecting wholly. Yeah, screw it. We're doing a Python program. We're figuring out exactly how much it takes. Program will find all even integers n such that a circle with diameter n has a circumference c such that c is nearly evenly divisible by an integer s from 4 to 8. Nearly even inclusive. Nearly evenly divisible, meaning that the quotient is within 0.01 of a whole integer, and it should show us the diameter n, the radius n over 2, s, the number of segments in each quarter, and then c over 4 over s, which will be the length of each segment. Just gotta whip that up, and that should be pretty easy. Why is that? Oh, dear God, I am rusty in Python. I forget that it's just English. I forget that it's pseudocode. And my right squiggly bracket key is broken, so I need to copy-paste this, which is really annoying. Alright, no testing, but this is simple enough. Let's see if it works. So let's go with the smallest one. Oh, the smallest one is a diameter of 56. 56, 70, 84, and 98, though, could be a good couple of numbers. Wait, that's a diameter. Never mind, that's fine. That's completely reasonable. In fact, we might start with this. But let's just test out what it is with a diameter of 56 first. Alright, so we know blocks between the spin blocks, 27. Theoretically, the spin block goes right here, right? 4 segments, each being 11 long, so 10 blocks in between. So we're going to give them 10 blocks, and then have another segment. So a total of 4 segments, 10 blocks between, and each segment should be 22.5 degrees. And now if we put it right here, it fits perfectly. Now, boom. And boom. What the hell? What happened there? That's an interesting bug I've never seen before. So now we have a perfectly built ring. Should look like a circle. Okay, that is beautiful. And that is critical for the next part. All right, this is pretty big, pretty good. Thankfully, these are all three multiples of 4. Ah, no, not this one. Wait, this one, not this one either. This one's 55. Oh no, I've ballsed it up already. Oh, look at how perfect that circle looks. I was right. The bigger ones do definitely get like better as they go out. Oh, this is amazing. All 3 of the rings have the same length of segment. That's dope. Yeah, because there are some of these like, oh yeah, this one where it's a 21 block segment. It looks like they all seem to settle around 1 or 2 numbers. That is interesting. Because all 5 of these are identical. These are what we're going to be made of. That is perfect. It looks like actually the gap between them is consistent too. It's about 6 meters. Meaning we can make these each like 5 meters thick and they will perfectly slot in with each other. Oh yeah. Yeah, that works perfectly. That little bit of extra math that we did was absolutely worth it. And all of the segments are gonna look identical. It's perfect. Oh my fucking god. It's so cool. It is so cool looking. Wow. Yeah, I skipped a couple steps. Did a little bit of work off camera. So, main thing is, these guys can turn their faces inside out to become spikes. And each one of these has a little engine to power the little ion thrusters in the back. Now I'm thinking that this might not actually be enough thrust for them. I'll be right back. I gotta work on some more stuff. It's lagging because I got shit going on in the background of my computer. Alright, after an agonizing amount of breadboard work, I think I've got the thing working, but I have not tested this before. Let's see what it does in response to an enemy ship. Oh, fuck yeah. Look at that! It reconfigures itself into a giant ring of spikes. And then when the enemy ship disappears, it goes right back to normal. That is so cool. This is so cool. Now, my arch nemesis. Ramming AI. And making sure this thing flies at all. Let's see real quick. Are all of these ones pushing upwards? They are, actually. So perhaps just being stronger would help. The way it's just so jittery, though. I just don't know how to make it less jittery. I don't think it's possible. I think it's just from the physics. This is gonna be weird, but what if we just crank up the propulsion? Like this, just to see if it will work. So, tragic as it may be, I think this idea is a failure. The physics engine just cannot handle it. That doesn't mean we're done here, though. This does not mean we're done. This is going to be a lot of effort. Still funny after all this time they haven't redone the texture or the design of the fortress turbine. It's still the same, like, ugly green with ugly green smoke. A lot of ugly, a lot of green. The old art style used to have a lot of ugly and a lot of green. Usually in both. You can still see that in some that haven't been changed, like the origin block. This, like, ugly green was everywhere. Everywhere back in the day. Now that we're not able to move this thing, however, we need to change up what weapon we're using. And I know just the thing. This looks wild. I just straightened it all out for testing. Or for building. This looks ridiculous. Kinda cool, though. Not what we're staying with, though. Nowhere near as satisfying as the rings. Oh, perfect. I need it too wide and then balanced in the middle. I almost forgot there is a too wide lens. And it's just far enough back that I can pull out the side. Or pull out the back. Nice. We don't want this, like, straining itself to make up for the other engines. Well, the other engines are charging up their battery. And then just having all of the engines, like, spiking and going down, and spiking and going down, and spiking and going down. We want it as smooth as possible. In fact, I've convinced myself to bring it down even tighter. And look how tight that is. 18 power to spare. Now, with our work of intelligent creation, our perfectly tuned, beautiful engine, there's not enough room for it. Fuck me again? I ballsed it up again. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I can save this. I can save it. And now it's even safer because it's in the back. Look at how safe and protected that is. Oh, it's truly a beauty. A sight to behold. I'm really trying so hard to gas this thing up. And I don't know why. I don't think this will be unpopular. I don't think a lot of people will have very strong criticisms of this thing. Just because it looks dope as hell. Alright, after developing the technique of marking off each one and then pausing to catch it as it's flying by, I finally have now... Delete this decoration because it seems that these ones got decorated out. I finally have all of them replaced with their newer ones. And I've realized it's actually going to be quite convenient to look at them, since now instead of having ion thrusters in the back, they have this like strip of gold. So now it's really easy to look around and see that, yep, I got them all. So now all that's left is to reset them back to normal, and then there's one little change that I want to do. Would 20 more hurt? I think 20 more would hurt performance a lot. I think it's just a performance issue. We can't get the lore accurate fourth ring, sadly. Also, this thing's expensive. A fourth ring would... Actually... 1 million for a fortress. 1 million for a fortress that doesn't do anything but fight is a lot. I will say, as tragic as it is, I don't think we can... Oh, that looked cool. But yeah, we can't really get it much higher than this. Here we go. Now we're working correctly. But this was how we wanted it when it was ramming. We need to change it up a little. Since all three of these need to aim, we want it to split a little. Specifically, we want... Should have checked this beforehand. We want this one to turn. This one being called Base Y. Ring Base Y Ring 1. Or Ring Base Y Ring 3. Alright, so I'm now refitting the thing. Restarting. Because my entire game blue screened. Or I guess more than my game, my PC blue screened. Kinda scared the shit out of me. Looks like I'm having some driver issues. Oh no, and now it's not properly lined up. Fuck. I'm not proud to admit this, but my ADHD ass has spent probably like 15 minutes. Not exaggerating. Just staring at this thing. I was thinking of switching the third and the first, but we want it cocked out like this. We want it with the outermost ring forward because that's not only the tankiest, that's the one that doesn't have the AI in it. And this is actually going to make it very well shielded. It's not likely to hit the center part because if this tiny ass center part gets hit once, the whole thing is chalked. So now we just need to add the little contingency. This contingency being that if this one's destroyed, the next one is not active yet. So as long as this is 0, we want this to be A and not B. I don't know why I said that like I was talking to a toddler, but A and not B. Never B. Okay. So if an AI mainframe is alive with 3 dashes, this one is not active at all. The only one with 3 dashes is the first one. So this basically just means if the first one is alive, don't do anything. If any of the other ones are alive, go crazy, knock yourself out. Now in this one, we're calling this mainframe the third eye with only 1 dash. Now, this basically means if a mainframe with 2 dashes is alive, this one's not active. That's both the first and the second mainframe. Are you seeing what I'm doing now? Maybe didn't explain it so well earlier, but now I feel like it's coming together. This one has no dashes, and so if any AI mainframe with a dash in its name is alive, which is all 3 of the other ones, this one's not active. That's kind of a neat system. It only starts kicking in once the previous AI is dead. Fact. What if we did this? I already got this functionality. If all 3 are alive, we turn it off. Yes, I'm reading a Boolean as an integer. No, this isn't smart. No, I'm not going to change it. I think I'm finally at a point where I can confidently say, I think it's done. That was not confident. I said I can confidently say it, and then I said it with no confidence whatsoever. Fuck it. We're testing it against a big ship. Oh? Let's see how the holy light does against it. How elegantly does it handle, big ass? These are actually pretty tanky segments, each of them. And at worst, it destroys a quarter. But it would be terrible if they hit this invisible middle section. I did give the base some repair tentacles as cheese, because I think it counters out. The fact that you can hit the middle section and just instantly blow up the whole thing kind of counteracts the cheesiness of, oh yeah, if one thing hits wrong, the entire thing goes kaboom. Oh, and the fact that each leg is only held on by, like, heavy armor walls. Yep. See, there goes one segment of one of the rings. Already just completely gone. So it's not great for combat, but, you know, holy shit, it is doing quite a bit of damage. To something half its cost. It is a field of fire thing. Oh, it only has a 10-degree field of fire, but it's 50 degrees out. Most of the particle cannons cannot fire. Oh, so this thing's way stronger than it actually was. Time to restart the test. Used to be a lot more effective. Now, still pretty weak. But, I mean, that was expected considering how many, like, hundreds of one-block weak points it has. Even being, like, sustained by repairs, it's not that good. But you know what? Isn't that how fortresses are in From the Depths? They're more spectacle than actual practicality. Like, name a built-in fortress that is good for its cost. The fortresses are easy as shit. Anyway, yeah, I really love the design of this thing. Let's get it repaired up and just take some more time to admire it. Just look at it. Look at it. This was from a comment section on a completely unrelated video. As always, if you have any more stupid suggestions like this, leave them in the comments or leave them in my Discord in the suggestions channel. I'm more likely to respond there. You can also check out my Blue Sky for random shitty posts. My Blue Sky kind of sucks. I'm not going to lie to you. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, have a nice day.